Good evening and welcome to Sports Federation TV. My name is Alton Davids. I'll be your host. Tonight's show is quite interesting. We're chatting badminton, we're chatting black ball, and we're chatting life saving. As you know, this show is about who and what makes sport happen within Cape Town and the Greater Western Cape. We talk about all kinds of sport, and like I said earlier, we've got three codes of sport that we're showcasing tonight: badminton, black ball, and life saving. To join us in studio is Wesley. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you.
You well?
Yes, very well.
Good. Jade, long time no see. You good?
Yes, good to be back. Thanks for having us.
Good, good. Wesley, I believe you're having a small little tournament next week.
Yes, we're actually hosting the South African International Tournament. It's a pre-Olympic qualifying year, so we've had actually quite a large sort of international presence coming to join our shows in Cape Town next week.
So how many internationals are coming?
There's about 86 international players.
Wow.
A lot of African players, but also some sort of highly ranked European and American players as well.
Sure.
So it's really excellent. We'll have some good quality badminton on our shows next week.
So how many participants are participating in the event, Jade?
Looking at about just over 130. Yeah, so we've got over 40 from local, but it's our elite players majority, and some of the Cape Townians that are willing to put their foot on court and compete as well. But it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a huge tournament, and it's such a high class tournament that you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be really good.
Let's take a look at the flyer and see exactly the finer details. It's happening at on the 3rd to the 6th of December out at the John Tyers Hall in Access Park, right next to the Fruit and Veg. And the finals start at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, and it promises to be loads of action. I think there's, like you say, over 120 participants.
Yeah.
How does the tournament happen? Give us some details.
Yeah, so this is an international format. So all three events, the events that we have is men's and ladies singles, men's and ladies doubles, and mixed doubles, and they happen simultaneously across the 3 days. So on a scheduled basis. So our local tournaments are normally run on individual days, but because of international regulations, you have to have it all at one time.
And do some players play in more than one category?
Yes, the local players definitely do that, and I think, but most of the international players, they specialize quite early in their careers, and so you'll just get a guy coming down for the singles or doubles, and especially because that's how they qualify for the Olympics. They don't qualify for sort of a group tournament, they qualify individually, so the guys are trying to chase their singles points to try and get them into the top 100, which qualifies them for the Olympics.
Jade, I'm assuming that because it's got an international ranking, you'd have international officials here as well?
Yeah,
is that part of the plan?
It has to be. I think it's part of the regulation to have international umpires as of standard, that they need to be qualified to cater for the international players and their standard of playing. You can't have a starter umpire umpiring the finals and something goes wrong and this international player's career is on stand. You can't have that situation happening. So we need top-end umpires coming down, some from upcountry as well and internationally.
Yeah, but fortunately we have quite a lot of good internationally qualified umpires
in South Africa and Cape Town. Yeah.
Okay. Jade, as an ex-SA player, what is our level compared to these guys coming?
Look, within Africa, we stand a good chance. We top in Africa, along with Nigeria, Mauritius, Egypt. Those countries and South Africa are quite even. But with regards to international, you've got to look at it as in that is their job, that is their career. If they lose an important game, they are out. The next person comes in. Their infrastructure is so much different compared to ours. Yep. Where South Africa, we have a family, we have jobs, we have to earn money and play badminton, but we also have to look at it as our profession. So we're juggling all things at once. They're juggling that only specific thing, and it's either singles or doubles. So it's very, very technical. So for us, we can compete. We always stand and hold our own ground on court, but we're more on the we're top of Africa.
Okay.
Internationally, we'll give them a good run for their money, but not always the case that we come out tops, but we always give it a go.
Wesley, in terms of format, is it round robin, then go through to semis, quarters, or is it straight knockout?
It's a straight knockout draw. I don't know if there'll be pre-qualifiers. We'll have to check on the schedule, but I think it'll all be into the knockout draw. And as I said, all four tournaments simultaneously.
Is there a cost to come to this event, or is it free entry?
Yeah, it's free entry. Obviously, I think we would expect you to maybe buy a refreshment or some food as well. But yeah, it's obviously free entry.
I mean, it must cost a fair amount of money to put this tournament together.
Yes, yes, it has. It has costed us quite a bit of money, and we thank the Department of Culture and Sport, DCAS, for their support for assisting us with being able to host this tournament of this nature.
Is badminton like some of the other codes of sport where you invite internationals, you have to foot the ball, or is it all out of their own pockets?
It's out of their own pocket. Well, they sort of put the ball, the associations pay for their accommodation and flights, etc. And we basically just handle the transport and sort of food and accommodation, well, not accommodation, but the food whilst they're here. We sort of make a package for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of our local guys, so who are the guys that we should be looking out for?
We need to be looking out for, we've got a men's doubles chance of qualifying for Olympics. Andries Malan and Vian Fuyun. They're coming up from Free State.
Andries has been on the scene for a while, and he's shown good progress over the last couple of years.
He really has, and he's been going to international tournaments, and he's actually in good state to possibly qualify for the Olympics. Should all go well and all to plan, then they are African hopefuls, yeah. Oh yeah, we got one of our players, Jacob Malakal. He's also coming down. He's currently training in Malaysia, and he's been doing the European circuits and Asian circuits. And his game is shot up, so he's coming down to qualify for the singles. So it's those three. The ladies side of it, I think everything's not happening to plan, but with regards to the men, we've got possible singles and doubles happening for 2016.
Yeah, and it'll be good to, because Jacob has basically been training so long overseas, it'll be good to actually assess him against his sort of counterparts. You know, that's why he's had to get training overseas, because he's not had the level of competition here locally. So now it'll be good to actually see him in action against his peer sort of grouping.
And in terms of his level right now, he's in an international standard. What's his ranking? Does he have a ranking?
He does have a ranking. I'm not actually sure.
I think it's about 80.
Okay.
80, yeah, so he's sort of in the zone for sort of Olympic qualifying. I think he has to be top 100.
And the highest ranked person coming here, do you know?
I think it's about 40.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the world,
so it's not the top echelon guys.
Yeah, the top guys are mainly from Asia, China, and they would then circulate in those tournaments. Yeah. So it's not often that South African ranked tournament gets the Asian guys coming over, because they specialize in the higher class. So Africa International is for the last little quick fix, come get your points, get your qualifying points, and then going back over. So a lot more European, African competitors than Asian.
Yeah, okay. But we have, because we ranked #1 in Africa for the last few years, that's why our tournament has the highest sort of amount of points.
Yeah.
But also I think this is the first year in a long time that we've had a pre-Olympic qualifying tournament in Cape Town, and I think that has also boosted the numbers quite a bit. You know, people want to, a lot of people are coming early and also leaving a bit later. You know, we've seen that, so that's obviously a boost to the economy as well.
And because it's getting closer to festive season, people want to stay.
Summertime, Cape Town.
Of course, yeah.
Let's take a step away from that. What's happening on the local scene in terms of Western Province Badminton? As the new chairperson, what have you changed and done things differently?
So what we've done, I think the most exciting thing is a relationship with the Danish Badminton Federation. We are sort of pleased to have one of the ex-national coaches of Denmark. He's actually bought a house in Paarl, and we're working with him to sort of develop our local badminton players. So we sort of, it's our off season now, but our guys are sort of, our elite players are now currently being coached by Christian Madsen, and he's sort of assured us of getting coaches from Denmark on a regular basis to come and sort of coach our guys. Obviously, hopefully we're going to do an exchange program to send some of our guys up to Denmark as well, and do a bit of an exchange program. So that's the main sort of international exposure we're doing. But also on the development side, we sort of developing certain nodes. I think, you know, our school badminton hasn't been that successful in the past. And what I've done is I've actually split out the nodes of badminton. Normally we would host it at John Tyers, but this from next year we're going to have a northern suburb zone, a southern suburb zone, and hopefully a sort of Cape Flats Mitchells Plains zone as well. And then it'll have localized school badminton, and we'll try and get the Danish coaches into those facilities as well to get the coaching in as well.
And that's a brilliant move, because part of the problem with school sport and sport in general is you centralize everything, you decrease the amount of participants because people need to travel.
Yeah.
And particularly with badminton being played after hours, people need to go home, collect their things, or still travel into John Tyres, which, yes, it's a great facility, but it doesn't always allow people the opportunity to get there.
Yeah, so we're pretty much taking badminton to them.
Perfect.
So that's our move for next year.
Yeah.
Where will the venues be? Are they been finalized yet, or are you still working on that?
Yeah, so we currently negotiating with Stellenberg High School. They've got a nice forecourt hall that we've sort of pitched to, and hopefully we'll be successful with that pitch. And we're still looking for a hall in Mitchell's Plain area as well. Yeah, but yeah, it's you know, the problem with these, to be honest with you, is that we struggle when you go to the schools. They don't want to, you know, badminton is a theatre sport. They don't really want to, you know, accommodate us. But if I can get a coach, when I make the meetings, I bring Christian, who's he promises him to deliver Olympians in future, you know, and he has done it before, and that has helped us immensely with the reach that we're getting in the schools as well.
So why would you say someone should be playing badminton, Jade? As an ex-national player, what difference has badminton made in your life to get other people to play badminton?
I can't imagine my life without playing badminton. It's done a huge turn for me. I've always been involved with it since a young age. I've made friends, I've made family members, it's been a huge impact socially. It's a great sport, athletic side of it. It's strength, it's conditioning, it's power, it's flexibility, it's all in one. It's
fun.
It's fun, yeah.
And there's a great mental aspect to it as well, which most people don't even take into consideration.
Totally, take frustration out of that thing quick. But no, it's really good, and it's a family sport. You can play from the age of, I started at 11. There's Oaks playing at 80, 70 years old.
Yeah.
You can go until you want to hang your racket up. It's really for everybody. So you can make lots of friends. It's a very social thing, or it can be super competitive, and you can travel the world. And I've traveled heaps with badminton and been very fortunate about that. So it's a bit of everything for anyone. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jade. Based on what you've just said, and what you said, what are the requirements to set up a badminton venue? So we can entice schools, as an example, to set up a league venue.
Yeah, so we need a hall, a school hall. There's a certain height requirement on obviously to get the shuttle at the right height. But you know, if there's obviously interest, then they just need to contact Western Province Badminton, and we can assess the hall. But you know, actually, there's a lot of the schools actually have had badminton in their halls, and you always, you know, walk into the hall. Most of them actually have the lines thrown up essentially. So you know, it is a fairly easy thing that we found that there's a lot of facilities out there. It's just the interest, and we will obviously now focus on getting the coaches into those facilities. And Badminton South Africa has a program called Shuttle Time, which coaches the coaches in how to sort of get the basics of badminton going, which the teachers are, we're trying to encourage teachers to go on that program so that they are able to do the basics in their schools.
If you have a school hall and you're interested in badminton, contact Western Province Badminton, or come to the tournament next week. Come check out badminton, and may pique your interest to want to start a badminton club within your school. Lastly, what would you say to people who need to come to this tournament? I think it's a need and not a want.
Yeah, I think it'll be an amazing opportunity to see a high-class badminton, and you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not. Especially those old bullies out there that used to play back in the day. There's lots of them that used to play back in the day. Come and sort of reignite, get the passion again, and start helping out with badminton.
And mentor the youngsters.
And mentor the youngsters, and bring the kids along as well.
Definitely. Jade, contact details, Western Province Badminton, please.
Yeah, you can contact Tessa at the Western Province head office, and you can also have a look at our website. It's Western Province wpbadminton.co.za, or you can have a look at our Facebook page, Western Province Badminton. Easy to find, and you have all the details on there with regards to the tournament, the times. We're starting on Thursday, I think, at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's running Friday the whole day, Saturday starting from 10. The semi-finals are normally the most exciting, to be honest. The finals are very quick over and done with. Semi-finals, you get more games going, a lot more exciting. You see them really competing it for that final spot.
Yes.
The finals is eventually, someone's going to take it. You kind of pre-know who at the end of the day. So if you can get there Saturday evening, it's going to be great as well. And then obviously the finals on Sunday morning. So, but all the information will be on the Facebook page for sure.
Guys, we look forward to a great tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. Thanks.
Let's take an ad break. We'll be right back.